Okay, here we are. Esther, chapter 7, verse 1. ויבוא המלך והמן לשתות עם אסתר המלכה. Then the king and Haman went, boo, lishtot, to drink im Esther, with Esther, Hamalka, the queen. Verse 2. Vayomer HaMelech LaEsther, then the king said to Esther, Gam bayom hasheni b'mishteh hayayin ma she'elatech, Esther Hamalka, v'tinaten lach, uma bakashatech, ad chatzi hamalchut v'teas. Then the king said to Esther, also, Gam Bayom Hasheni, on the second day. Sometimes this Gam is like intensifying. It might not also mean also. B'mishteh hayayin, during the feast of the wine. And by the way, this word for feast, I keep saying that it implies drinking also. That's because the word mishteh that we usually translate feast, it comes from the root shata, which is to drink, you see? So it literally means a drinking, but we translate that as feast. So whenever you see this, just to keep in mind, it's a drinking feast. And here they make it very clear, hayayin, of the wine. Ma she'ilatech, what is your question? What is your request, O Esther, the queen? V'tinaten, this is niphal, and it shall be given lach to you. Uma, and what? Bakashatech is your inquiry. Ad chatzi hamalchut, until half of the kingdom, v'te'as, and it shall be done. Verse 3. Vata'an Esther hamalka v'tomar im matzati chaim be'inecha hamelech v'im al hamelech tov tinaten li nafshi bish'elati ve'ami bevakashati. Now she's getting kind of cryptic here, so this is hard to recognize. Anna is to answer, right? So Vata'an Esther. So then Esther answered, or Esther hamalka, the queen answered. Vatomer, and she said, if I found chain, favor, be'enecha hamelech, in your sight, O king, really it says the king, ve'im al hamelech tov, and if it is concerning the king good, tinaten li nafshi, then may my life, it can mean my soul also, but it probably means life here, then may my life be given to me. Tinaten li nafshi, literally, may be given to me, nafshi, my life. Bishe'alati, with my request, or considering my request, ve'ami, and my people, bevakashati, with my, it's also request, it's a synonym. Verse 4. Ki nimkanu ani ve'ami lehashmid, v'harog le'abed, ve'ilu la'avadim v'lishfachot nimkarnu hechirashti ki ein hatzar shoveh b'nezik hamelech. And then we have the little end of that section marker. So, for we have been sold, nimkarnu, ani, I ve'ami, and my people, the hashmid, to destroy, the harog, to slay, le'abed, and to make perish. The ilu, this word is rare in Hebrew, this construction, the and ilu, but common in Aramaic, it means if. It's like if. Funky way to say if. If, and we probably need to supply in English, it had been la'avadim, for slavery or for slaves, for example, that we've been sold, v'lishfachot, or for maid servants, like female servants, nimkarnu, we were sold. Then again, the Hebrew doesn't have it, but we have to say, then hecharashti, I would have kept silent. Ki ein hatzar shoveh, but because there is no adversary, the adversary who shoveh is equal, benezik hamelech, to the injury or the damage of the king. And I think she's implying that you're part of this, right? So it's still a bit cryptic, but by the way, that benezik, that's the only place that occurs in the Bible. Verse 5. Vayomer HaMelech Achashverosh, Vayomer LaEsther HaMalka, Mihu zeh ve'ezehu asher mila'o libo la'asot kein. Then the king Achashverosh, said, Vayomer, and he said, LaEsther, to Esther, Hamalka, the queen, who is this? Like, who is this guy? Ve'eze, and where is this who? He. Asher mela'o, who has filled up libo, his mind, literally his heart, but his mind, like set his mind, la'asot Cain, on doing Cain, such. Verse 6. Vatomer Esther, ish tsar ve'oyev haman hara hazeh. We'll stop there, I'll translate that. Then Esther said, the man, even though there's no the, or we'll just say a man, an adversary, tsar, ve'oyev, and an enemy, Haman, this evil one, hara hazeh, this evil one. This is great. Can you imagine the drama? Ve'haman niv'at milifnei hamelech ve'hamalka. Woohoo! So it's getting good. So then Haman, niv'at, was terrified. This is niphal from Baal, to terrify. So the noon makes it passive. He was terrified. Milif nehamelech, from before the king, the halmaka, and the queen. Excellent. Verse 7. The hamelech kam b'chamatzo mi mishteh hayayin el ginat habitan. The Haman amad livakesh al nafsho me Esther hamalka ki ra'a ki chalata elaiv hara'a me'et hamelech. Okay, I hope this is right. I thought I was recording and it wasn't. There was something I had to tend to. So let's hope that it's, let's see, verse 7 where it stopped last. I hope that's right. So, V'hamelech kam, then the king arose b'chamato in his anger, mishteh hayayin, from the feast of the wine, from the wine feast, el ginat habitan, unto the garden of the palace. The Haman aman, and Haman stood up, the vakesh, to seek, probably to plead for, al nafsho, his life, me Esther, from Esther, hamalka, the queen. Ki ra'ah, for he saw, ki chalata elai, for that she had finished unto him, hara'ah, the evil, or the bad situation, me'et hamelech, from with the king. Verse 8. V'hamelech shav miginat habitan el beit mishteh hayayin. V'haman nofel al hamitza asher Esther aleha. Vayomer hamelech, hagam lichbosh et hamalka imi babait? Hadavar yatzar mipi hamelech ufnei Haman chafu. The Hamelech and the king Shav return. This is from Shuv. Return mi ginat habitan, from the garden of the palace, el beit mishteh hayayin, to the house of the drinking, the wine feast. The Haman, then Haman nofel, fell, al hamita, onto the bed, or this could be like an ottoman or something. Asher Esther, upon which Esther aleha was on it. Vayomer hamelech, then the king said, this ha is a question mark, hagam, it's a question mark. So it's like, also, lichbosh, to violate et hamalka, the queen, imi, with me, babait, in the house. Hadavar yatsa, the word went out, mipi, from the mouth, hamelech, of the king, ufnei Haman, and before Haman, like in the presence of Haman. Oh, okay, no, this actually means the face. And Haman's face, I noticed by the next word, chafu. Chafu is from chafa, which means like to be downcast, right? It can mean covered, like we had earlier in the story. It was covered, right? But it can be like downcast, like covered with a dark cloud, like he's sorry. And again, I think this is a double entendre. This is also the word that's used when they cover someone's head before executing the criminal. Yeah, verse 9. Let's scroll up. Verse 9 says, Vayomer Charvolna echad min hasarisim lifnei hamelech. Then Charvolnan, one of the eunuchs or officials from before the king, said, Gam hinei ha'aitz asher asa Haman lemuduchai. He said, look, check it out. There's the wood construction, the wood project, right? The gallows, they usually translate this, right? Which is better, but it just says the wood. The wood which Haman made for Mordechai. Asher diber tov al hamelech omeid beveit Haman. Which he spoke well of concerning the king. Oh, I'm okay. So he spoke well. This is the king concerning, probably from the opinion of the king, right? Concerning the king, Omed, who was standing beveit Haman. Okay, I'm sorry, I made a mistake there. This is all referring back to the eights. So he's still talking. This thing, which, I don't know why it says diber tov, like spoke well. Maybe it means like commanded well, like it's been built well, right? Yeah, that's probably better. By the authority of the king, probably, it stands at the house of Haman. The Beit Haman, yeah, that's what it means. Gavoah, it's tall, it's really big. Chamishim amah, 54 arm lengths. Vayomer HaMelech, then the king said, Tiluhu alive. Hang him upon it. I got one. Verse 10, and this is the last verse in chapter 7. Vayitlu et Haman al ha'etz asher hechin leMordechai, v'chamat hamelech shachacha. Vayitlu et Haman, so they hung Haman, boo, al ha'etz, upon the wood project, asher hechin leMordechai, which he had prepared for Mordechai. V'chamat hamelech shachacha. Then the anger of the king was restrained or subsided. You know, I love how they're always concerned about the anger of the king. Like that whole thing with Vashti, and then later after the whole plan, we're told that his anger went down. Right? It's like of prime concern. Okay, so that's the end of chapter 9. Chapter 9. Chapter 7. Check back with us in a bit for the end of chapter 8.